All right, Mild Sauce Live. Are you ready to psych out? Because I know I am.
Psyching out.
Fuck yes. And as indicative of that fucking theme, we were just checking out 13th Floor Elevators with You're Gonna Miss Me from 1966. Arguably the first psychedelic song on the first psychedelic album ever released by Austin, Texas's own the 13th Floor Elevators with Roky Erickson.
Go crazy.
And that is going to set the tone for the chaotic psych out that we're going to be rocking out this week. So, how are you doing, Jake?
I'm great, man. I'm great. We just been recording episodes by the daily.
Yep, trying to
Doing our
bang
thing,
some
man.
in while I'm going to be out of town. So, you know, this is an awesome one. I am super psyched for this one. This is Psych Out Part
Super psyched
2.
for the psych episode.
We were we've been jamming out, like I said, to 13th Floor Elevators, and this is going to lead us into our record or our live show review as we've been doing the last few weeks. So this was the Diagonal record release party at the Empty Bottle, which took place just a mere few weeks ago. It was awesome. It was excellently attended. There was a bunch of great bands with them. It was a fantastic set, and we will get into that in a little bit. But I just wanted to say, we had connections all over the place from our earlier episode. I believe that was a February episode. We were drinking, if we recall back all the way then, we were drinking some pretty heavy bourbon barrel revolution winter beers. And here we find ourselves in summer.
Killing me.
And we were today we're going to be rocking some Revolution. So we'll be dipping into some Rosa in a minute.
Way lighter.
Hell yeah. Nice summer beer, but fucking fantastic Chicago drinking all the same. And then on top of that, we had some additional connections. So in that February episode, we were jamming out to a lot of bands, and there was a funky dude that was that jumped in and was playing with Mako Sika, which was one of the bands that was on that set. And one of the same guy that we were rocking out with at that February set, he showed up at this show and surprised me because he was the lead singer of Plastic Crime Wave Syndicate. So that dips us back all the way back to Uncouth and Sun God Ra, and we were rocking out. A busy boy the last couple of months, and I've been seeing a lot of shows. So this episode is another local show review. Getting into the time machine, going way back to a couple weeks ago. This was at the Empty Bottle, and it was a stoner psych rock showcase with a record release for the headliner, which was Chicago's Diagonal. So on the set, we've got Pearl Earl out of Denton, Texas, and then followed up by Chicago's own Black Road. Then we get into Plastic Crime Wave Syndicate, another really good Chicago psych band. And then Lake of Fire out of Austin, Texas. And then our headliners, Diagonal, again, out of Chicago. So we've got a little bit of Chicago, Texas back and forth on this episode.
Very cool, very cool. And was this a tour? Was this like something that was put together for the night? Where was it at?
I believe this was a one-off performance. Like I said, this was the record release party for Diagonal. They're a local band. It was at the Beat Kitchen, and it was my bad. It was Empty Bottle.
Ah.
I don't know what I was thinking. Brain fart there. But no, it was an excellent night out, and there was I was glad to see there was a lot of great Chicago representation in the lineup. Some of these shows we go to, like I think we talked about last week's episode with Code Orange, and they didn't have any local openers. So this show we had 3 of 5 were locals. So
go crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So back into the windy with the swing of things, but. Like I said, starting out with 13th Floor Elevators, Roky Erickson, 1966. If I'm not mistaken, the track we listened to, You're Gonna Miss Me, was the first song off of their debut album. And, I've heard it argued in circles that 13th Floor Elevators could very well be considered the first psych rock band. So we were listening to the first song from the first psych rock album ever made.
Well, go crazy, man! All right, taking us back this week.
So getting into a little bit of history and kind of putting the following show's proceedings into a little bit of perspective.
Okay, there you go. That's why we love you, Steve. giving us some context to everything.
Absolutely, and I think we're going to bookend it with some old school stuff too as we get on in this episode. But
right.
we've got our beer checked off. Lovely Rosa, lovely Revolution in Chicago.
Shout out Revolution.
Absolutely, love them. And then, like I said, I thought this was pretty interesting. So in the February episode where we were last talking about some local psych rock, we were drinking some Bourbon Barrel Revolution.
That was a tough day.
And another weird connection that I realized was the band Mako Sika. If you recall us talking about them, they were pretty spacey and psychedelic. Well, one of the tracks that they played, they had a guest guitarist on it. And who was the guest guitarist? Well, the guest guitarist happened to be the lead singer of Plastic Crime Wave Syndicate, who we'll be getting into later tonight.
Oh, you got all the connections. Going crazy this week, Steve.
Yeah.
All right, you want to dive in? What we doing?
Yeah,
What
let's
we
do
doing?
it. So
We got to get to the shirt, though.
Let's lead into the shirt. So again, this was a great show, enjoyable time, great bands, spoke to everybody, and this was a night where if only all the bands had shirts in XL, I would have bought shirts from every band. So
Get your XL merch put together, boys.
I keep telling all these bands when they come to Chicago, it's like, know your audience. You're in Chicago. We are not a bunch of tiny little skinny hipsters. We are fucking.
Well, there's a lot of hipsters, but
We are, you know.
there's some good eating motherfuckers.
We are
here, too.
bratwurst eating Chicagoans, you know.
Yeah.
We are raised on fucking red meat and our
Bratwurst on the deep dish.
Exactly. So I picked up a dope fucking Diagonal shirt, and Black Road had a great one that I wanted to get, but it was not my size. Pearl Earl, same thing. But I was really happy with this Lake of Fire shirt. It's pretty esoteric and weird, so much enjoyment out of that. And that leads us into the next song. So kind of playing off of the spacey vibe of the first track, we're going to get into Space is Safe by Lake of Fire, and it's off their newest release called Crater.
All right, let's check this one out. Here it is, Miles House Radio, Steve Breit Rock Discovery Show.
Mild Sauce Live. We're back. Steve Breit Rock Discovery Show. That was a little bit of Lake of Fire with Space is Safe off Crater. And that leads us into, the feature of the episode. So like I said, man, it was a great fucking night out. It was well attended. All the bands really impressed me. It was a bit of a crapshoot. I had heard of Diagonal before, but I'd never really dug deep into their catalog. And the rest of the bands were a blank slate for me, so I wasn't quite sure. But like I had said...
Yeah, like last week, kind of, right?
Yeah, like the openers last week. So, always discovering new stuff, But it was definitely interesting, like I had said. As we were kind of like hanging out during the course of the evening, I was like recognizing faces, and I was like, I've seen that guy before. He was playing in Mako Sika. What's his story, And then as the night progressed, it was like, oh, he could jump up on stage, and he was the singer for Plastic Crime Wave Syndicate. So
crazy, yeah. How it all, it's smallest big city in the world. You met on one person, you end up finding everybody.
Yeah. And you do this shit for a minute, and you find yourself out and about in the city, and you start recognizing people.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, it happens.
I think when I was at the Haram show that we discussed a couple episodes back, as I was standing in the audience for that show, it was like, oh shit, there's the lead singer of Breathing Light. Oh shit, there's the lead singer of Primitive Teeth. Oh, there's the lead singer of so many, Los Crudos. Oh, there's Martine. And
you got to start bringing these guys back to the show, my man.
Yeah, we're going to work something out, get some of these people in here, get a little bit more first-hand discussion. But, back to the show at hand. The first opener of the evening was Denton, Texas's own Pearl Earl. Like I said, they were new to me, but they're very much in the...
Earl Monroe.
It very well might have been.
Pearl, right?
It's all-female outfit.
Wow,
They were nice enough to autograph my CD. Like I said, I go out and I still buy the ancient analog CDs, and they were very nice.
One of the great NBA players of all time.
Yeah, I don't know. I did not ask them on their backstory.
That was a rare Steve Breit spill.
Yeah, odd party foul. But no, they were very good. They were quite impressive. Like I said, I walked in, and everybody on the set list was super tight. I was very much impressed. Thank you, Jake. I was very much impressed with their musicianship. And not to give them short shrift, but they were very tight. When you go in and see a band, and it's just like they are just on point and hitting time changes on the dime, you could definitely sum Pearl Earl up that way. They are very proficient in their musicianship and quite enjoyable. It was a very good track with them. And why don't we dive into it?
Let's do it.
This is Cosmic Queen. This is one of the tracks they played during that show, and it was one of the tracks that I was really digging on.
Let's check it out. This is Cosmic Queen by Pearl Earl. This is the Steve Breit Rock Discovery Show on Mild Sauce Radio.
All right, we're back, Mild Sauce Live, and that was Pearl Earl with Cosmic Queen. You know, as you saw, this was one of those shows where, you know, I try and document a lot of the shows I go to, you know, taking pictures and videos and stuff. And a lot of times, you know, due to the circumstances of where I'm standing next to the pit or in the pit, I'm really not in a position to take a lot of photos. This was one that I was making sure to, you know, take some shots of every band. So as we've seen on the our little audio visuals this episode, I was trying to work in a little bit of that live set experience. Like I said, man, they were great. They were super fucking tight. They sounded almost identical to what you were hearing on the recorded track. I mean, it was
very dope.
It was really cool. And
that's always a good experience, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I am all for experimentation and expansion, you know, in the live scenario. But, you know, there's definitely something to be said for a band that could just hit the fucking notes of the album.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Crank that shit out. And, you know, they were definitely a band that, as you can see, I bought the CD, chatted with them afterwards. They were very fucking friendly, very nice. It was a nice experience, and definitely looking forward to checking out some more from Pearl Earl. So,
and they were out of where again?
They were out of Denton, Texas. So we got some Texas versus Chicago rock today.
Oh, Denton, Texas. Okay,
yeah.
Very cool, very cool.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff. Yeah. And then that leads us right into our next band. So kicking it back to Chicago, we got Black Road. This is another fucking great band. Great Chicago that I had seen on like flyers and stuff, but had not actually had an opportunity to experience live, and I'm glad that I did. They were fucking great.
Is there anybody else you've been seeing a lot like that? That's like kind of been on your radar, like a more. I know you mentioned earlier like your legends you want to see, but is there like another couple bands maybe that you've been like seeing a lot in like opening spots or
you know
bigger shows?
So I think in our Industrial Revival episode from a few months back, there was a band, Hyde, that I've been pumping up real hard. They just played, I believe, Empty Bottle like a week or two ago, but just schedule conflicting, and I missed it. And that was one of those like, God damn it.
So Hyde was one.
Hyde is definitely one that is on my radar, and I am like...
H-I-D?
H-I-D-E. They were...
rock bands are impossible to find on Google, geez.
They were, like I said, if you think back, that was one of those more abrasive industrial acts that we played on the Industrial Revival episode. But flipping over to Black Road, and again, connecting to local bands that we've talked about on previous episodes. If you'll recall the band Dead Feathers.
Right, yeah.
They were very good.
Man, that was a few episodes back.
Yeah, that was, again, this is dating back. You know, we've been
archives,
bouncing around the musical spectrum, and we have not revisited our garage psych genre in a little bit. So a lot of connections. I found Black Road to be not dissimilar to Dead Feathers, but whereas Dead Feathers lived in a realm that was more harkening back to Jefferson Airplane, you know, Grace Slick in her prime, or, you know, Heart, like Barracuda, you know, real rocking, strong female leads. Black Road is firmly implanted in the Black Sabbath world. They are definitely a more metal-infused psych stoner band, and they really blew me away. I mean, they were really excellent. Great stage presence. The lead singer, she fucking just owns the stage when she's up there. Yeah, you can
see her in the photo too, man.
They, you know, great stuff. And this is off of their newest EP. It's the Black Road EP. They've got a few releases out. You can find them all on Bandcamp. And again, yet another one. Got the entire band, chatted with them after the set, got them to autograph my merch that I picked up. And they're just all around great guys and ladies. So definitely looking forward to seeing them out and about in the city again. If you check them out, you will definitely appreciate it. And I think we could dive into it. So this is going to be Bloody Mary by Black Road.
All right, let's check it out. This is Mild Sauce Radio, Steve Breit Rock Discovery Show.
All right, we're back. Steve Breit, Rock Discovery, live on Mild Sauce. It's kind of hot.
It's kind of hot.
Yep, and we're just jamming out to Black Road with Bloody Mary. Like I said, man, those guys were fucking excellent. I really enjoy this CD. You can find both these.
CD?
Well, all right, you can find them both on Spotify. I've been jamming out on Spotify, but as you can see,
I'm giving you shit, man.
I've got these beautiful, one-off.
Steve's got them. Steve's got the merch.
Yep. But no, they were great, and again, it was great to see some Chicago representation in this set list.
Always is.
They were very much appreciated. I very much enjoyed them, and I'm looking forward to their upcoming releases. And that brings us to the next band. So this swings back to the T-shirt song, or the T-shirt band. So Lake of Fire, they are out of Austin, and I felt that, they had a very cool vibe. Definitely, downshifting a little bit from where we were with Black Road.
We're downshifting even more, because Black Road was pretty downshift for us.
They were rocking, but they were more of that doomy, slow beat, a little less psych, a little more doom metal style.
This is true.
All over the map. Lake of Fire, I would say, gets a little bit more into the spacey stuff, like we heard on the T-shirt song. These were my two favorite tracks off of their new record.
We got to start calling that now, the T-shirt song. We've never done that before, but now it's a thing.
Now the T-shirt song, yeah. But no, they definitely downshift a little bit in tonality and vibe from the last couple tracks that we heard, but definitely appreciated. They were the T-shirt song, Space is Safe. And then the track we're gonna check out, Crater, the track, the song that the album's named after. They were two of my favorite songs on the album, and I definitely love that release. Very cool stuff, very atmospheric, ephemeral, let's say, psychedelic. So it's nice and mild, nice and spacey. Roll a big fatty and fucking chill the fuck out with it.
Chill the fuck out.
Yeah. and I gotta say, like, as we've seen a little bit in the visuals from the live show photos, I've never got a chance to meet the guy or get his name, but they went legitimately old school and did the colored oils on an overhead projector.
Oh yeah,
that projected onto the crowd. So very like summer,
like with an old overhead projector. Yeah, from school.
It was the old high school.
Yeah, I've seen that before. Yeah.
And then if you take colored oils, put it in a plate, take some other colored oils, and you can kind of make the whole oil.
We did an event with that guy, a guy who did that about a year ago at Easy In. It was very, very cool.
Yeah, so it might have been the same guy, but it was very much appreciated. You know what I mean?
I doubt there's that many people with an overhead projector.
Right. I mean, if you do 60s
shout out that guy
visuals, there's probably the one guy in Chicago.
Yeah, shout out that guy.
Yeah, he definitely added a cool, organic, natural kind of sense to the entire proceedings. So I would say, of all the bands, Lake of Fire, I think, used it to full effect. They were very good. The visuals were very good with it. By this time in the evening, I was getting a little bit drunker, so maybe that's playing into my recollections of how things went. But no, they were very cool, and we can dip into it. So this next track is Lake of Fire with Crater off of the same name album.
All right, let's check it out. This is Lake of Fire, Crater on Mild Sauce Radio, Steve Breit Rock Discovery Show.
It's kind of hot.